Jesus wants to speak and to listen, so we'll speak and listen with Jesus. Come, divine will, speaking my speaking, breathing my breathing, thinking my thinking. Oh, I didn't put the volume in. That's naughty. So, this is from volume 2. It's October 1899. My daughter, the main thing, so that I may enter into a soul and form my dwelling, is total detachment from everything. Without this, not only can I not dwell in her, but not even any of the virtues can form its residence in the soul. Now, before you panic, folks, total detachment from anything is the movement of grace. It's part of the purification that we would traditionally know as the dark night of the soul and the dark night of the spirit. Part of that purification. So don't think that you have to disengage from everything. God's grace will do the work. What you do is you cooperate with the work of God's grace. Okay, so peace in all things. After this, once the soul has made everything go out of herself, then do I enter, and united with the will of the soul, we build a house. The foundations of it are based on humility, and the deeper they are, the higher and stronger the walls will be. These walls will be built with the stones of mortification, cemented with the purest gold of charity. After the walls have been built, I, like a most excellent painter, plaster it and form the most excellent paintings, not with lime and water, but with the merits of my passion, represented by the lime, and with the colours of my blood, represented by the water. Now, once again, let's not panic, because you might say, oh my goodness, this is quite a task going on. Yes, but remember, Jesus has entered and he builds the house. The humility is the grace from him. Humility is essentially, without me, you can do nothing. So it's recognizing, knowing that we can do nothing without him. So he does the work. And you might say the merits of my passion, and the cross scares us, and so on and so forth. Yes, but remember, when you meditate upon the hours of the passion, Jesus sees his passion in act in you. And therefore, all those sufferings that he endured, he sees in act within you. So you have been given a great treasure with the hours of the passion. Right, this serves to protect it well from rains, from snows, and from any shock. Then come the doors, and in order for them to be solid like wood and not subject to woodworms, silence is necessary, which forms the death of the exterior senses. Now, silence is not just the silence of the voice or the silence of the ears, so no noise and no speaking. There's also the silence of the interior and the silence of the passions. Once again, you might say, a bridge too far, a mountain too high to climb. I would agree. It's a grace, it's a gift. And don't forget, the knowledges, these are the knowledges, these are from the volumes of the divine will. So the knowledges on the divine will are seeds which are sown into the soul and produce the effect of what they are. So when you meditate upon silence is necessary, which forms the death of the exterior senses, Jesus gives you that grace. You just have to receive it. That's the key. Receiving the grace that God wants to give you. In order to keep this house, a guardian is necessary to watch over it everywhere, inside and out. This is the holy fear of God, which guards it against any inconvenience, wind, or anything else that may threaten it. This fear will be the safeguard of this house, which will cause one to operate not out of fear of penalty, but out of fear of offending the master of this house. This holy fear must do nothing but to do everything to please God with no other intention. So now I almost apologize for what I'm about to do next, because I've been working hard this summer of 2024, in finishing a book on the divine will and in getting to into publication a book on the fear of the Lord. The book on the fear of the Lord today, within the last few days, has literally gone online, both in hard copy and in e-copy. And then this morning, when my wife was reading her volume on the Eyes of the Passion, she came across this passage from volume 2. And I hadn't included it in the book because I'd started the book quite a few years ago when I was still studying Louisa. So I hadn't put any quotes from Louisa in this book on the fear of the Lord. And so I thought, well, I know what I'll do. I'll do a video to promote the book, and I'll use this passage to introduce the book. Okay, so fear of the Lord is a safeguard of this house, which causes one to operate not out of fear of penalty, but out of fear of offending the master of the house. Okay, and that's really what the book is about. So this is the book. It's called From the Pustinia Book 2. Book 1 was called Tithing for Catholics, The Fear of the Lord by David Williams, myself. And here's an example of one of the things in the book. The soul begins to experience God for the first time when fear of Him takes hold of it, not when knowledge enlightens it. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This is from St. Bernard of Clairvaux and is one of the quotes very early on in the book. And in the book, I'll take you through some scripture passages, some writings from the saints, John Paul II. And part of the book is to explain how, we're in this age now where things are going wrong pretty badly in the world. And one of the fruits of what we see with our eyes, what we hear with our ears, is it can produce a terrifying fear in the soul. But John Paul II, in Crossing the Threshold of Hope, explained that if you want to get rid of all these fears, then we need to cultivate and pray for the fear of the Lord. And I've put that quote in the book as well. So I'm going to encourage you to buy this book. All the sale proceeds go into my charity, Mystical Rose, which helps to support my work as an evangelist in the divine will. Excuse me. And it will help you to grow. It will help to lay that foundation in your journey in the divine will, the journey of the fear of the Lord. Now, this is from Louisa. So the quotes that I've just put in were Jesus talking to Louisa. And in the volume where this is, the quotes cease. So Jesus is not talking. This is Louisa writing that. I forgot to say that one must see whether there is domestic peace. And this must be nothing but the recollection and silence of the interior senses. So previously she'd written about the silence being that of the exterior senses. Here now she writes, this must be the recollection and silence of the interior senses. That is utterly impossible without grace. And this is the fruit of the fear of the Lord. And I've done a beautiful picture there of a calm lake, because this is what the soul is like when it has got the fear of the Lord in operation in the soul and it's entered into the mystical life. The soul is calm and peaceful in all circumstances. So, this is where you can get the book from. I'm selling it through the greatbritishbookshop.co.uk, which is a local business, and they will send the book anywhere in the world. If you put your phone against that little thing there, you can go straight to that website. It is also available as an ebook, which I'm just waiting to go through as I'm recording right now. So thank you for listening to yet another short teaching. And once again, I apologize. I really don't like selling things like this. But as I say, this is to help you in your faith and me in my ministry. Fiat voluntas tua.